all the people in the Bible, the Lord got us out here because America's gonna be destroyed. So that's why we hasten everybody to repent.
Have you heard? Yes, a lot of us may be Native Americans.
Yeah, Native Americans is like too.
When Native Americans is like too.
Right.
Like 12 tribes.
Native
Americans that came over here to America, they're also Israelites.
Right.
So that's fine.
They're our brothers.
Yeah.
Not every one of them, but
Yeah.
most of them indigenous.
That's why when the slaves came over here, a lot of the Indians would help the slaves.
Yup.
So their tongue was set. When they knew, oh, we must be slaves to these people.
Yup.
So we do.
Go ahead.
Y'all believe Old Testament, New Testament?
Believe all of it. The whole Bible. Whole Bible.
And all that stuff is the same.
No, even the Bible kind of contradicts itself.
Well, you know what though? That's what we come in at. Because the things that you think are contradictory, it's not. Give me an example of what you think
The
is
word help you
contradictory.
to show you that it's not. So just give us
Right.
an example.
No man shall die for the sin of the son.
Right?
And the son shall not die for the sin of his father.
Good. Ezekiel. What is Ezekiel chapter 18? This is what it's saying now. The Old Testament, when Ezekiel was sent to the Israelites, among our people, no man can be punished for the sins of his father. But in the reincarnation, you are your father. However, now when they talk about,
the reincarnation,
yeah,
I am my father.
not your father, but I said fathers meaning somebody from your past distance. Because when you die, your spirit goes back to the spirit world.
Okay.
Before the father, and your body goes back in the ground. And then that spirit is reborn.
Who's the father?
Heavenly Father. The Most High.
Jesus, God.
Almighty.
They're not the same.
Right. Now, what you're saying is contradictions. Some people will say, like how we say the Edomites and the people that brought us into slavery, they're going to pay for the sins of their father. Right? Go ahead, you can answer.
No. What I'm saying is that when
What was that? 23.
Israelites and bondage, right? Everybody suffered. Our fathers.
Yep. Yep. We were punished, but that's on all of us though. That went on all out. Like now we in the curses. The Lord put the curses upon all our people for generations.
What I'm saying is, how can you get a curse in generations when it started? You weren't a part of it. So by default, if you look at it, just what it says, right?
Shalom, brother.
Shalom.
How you? More Israelites rolling up on us everywhere. Brothers waking up all over.
But if you are being punished by something that you were born into, you're being punished by the sins of your father. True? Okay. Am I right?
Yeah, but like we said, we're going to read you this. This is the Lord said, this is written in red. Matthew 23, start at verse 30 right there. Yeah, listen to this. Shed a little bit of light on the point, right?
It's Matthew 23 and 30.
So the brother asked, how can we be punished for something that we never was a part of? But we know the answer to that, but let's read it to him.
Okay. And say, if we had been in the days of our fathers,
Right?
we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets.
Right.
Wherefore ye be witnesses unto yourselves, and ye are the children of them which killed the prophets. Fill ye up then the measure of your fathers, ye serpents, ye generation of vipers.
Now when he said, fill you up in the measure of your father, can you go look that up in the...
Well, hold on. Let's stop right there.
Right. Well, we need to get out the scriptures to make it plain.
Break it up.
Because the Lord will tell you in Numbers, I think it's in Numbers.
Look at the
Now what happens is, like we told you before, when you come back in your same lot, in your generational lot. For example, if you was a farmer back 500 years ago, you'll come back in this time as a farmer again, or some variation of that. See, you've been told according to the Christian church that when you die, right, your spirit goes someplace for eternity and burn and do all that. But the Bible says your spirit go back to the Father.
Yeah.
Spirits are eternal; they never get extinguished.
Everything.
So you be reborn back into your same family again, and you come back. So our
Where
forefathers,
does it say that?
they don't say it in those words, but we try to explain it to you with the scriptures. Listen to it.
First of all praises to the Father Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakadash. Shabbat Shalom to all the brothers and sisters in recognition to observing this day for worshiping the Most High. Sundown this evening to sundown tomorrow evening. Let's get some worship, rest, praises to the Most High in, because we need to show him that he's definitely worthy of it, of such. Not only that, is because that is a commandment for the tribes, for us to be doing, to exceed in the righteousness of the Most High. Okay, and that's what it is. Today's lesson is basically going to touch on reincarnation. It seems like there's been a host of lies about reincarnation, meaning if you were born in 1457, let's just say that, and you regenerate, when you pass away, you're going to come back in, I don't know, 1930 or something like that. You know what I mean? And this continues on and on and on until the Most High comes back. A recycling of flesh. You understand? In different bodies. You understand? Same spirit, but different bodies. People, this is not so. Now, there is reincarnation, but it's not the kind of reincarnation that these people are out lying about. Rather, they mean to lie or not. There is no reincarnation in that aspect. You wasn't back in another life back in the biblical days. You are not them, they are not us. We do flow from them through seed from generation to generation. We are of our ancestors, but we are not our ancestors. Okay? We are not our fathers. Okay? And that's just what it is. When it says that, for example, that Jesse begot David, David begot Solomon, that's what it is. All three of those people are different people that begot one another. Generation to generation. Okay? That's it. That's all there is to it. So see, there's a misconception of what reincarnation is really all about. Yahweh Shai says, that, there's going to be a reincarnation, in the regeneration. And we're going to cover that by the end of this lesson right here. So without further ado, let's get into the word. Hopefully we can dispense with this myth that's going around about reincarnation, because it's just not so. Now, it says here in Revelation 22:19, I'm just going to read this right here. Look. And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, Yahweh shall take away his part out of the book of life, and out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book. Okay? That's what that means. Meaning, we are not to add to the word or take away from it. We are to read it as it is written. You understand? That's all this boils down to. That's what this all boils down to. Don't take away from the word. Do not add to the word. Okay? Now, here we go in 1 Thessalonians. See, anytime, basically, when I come to basically dispense of this myth, this lie about the in the aspect of the reincarnation as being taught, what you gonna ask me to do? If you believe it, the first thing you're gonna do is say, well, prove it. Okay, that's what I'm here to do, because in the word it says what? 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 21 says, prove all things, hold fast that which is good. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to prove that there is no such thing as recycling from, body to body, time after time after time after time, like that. Okay, let's go over in Hebrews 9:27. It says here, and as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this the judgment. Okay, that's what it is. No more and no less. After that, the judgment. Now let's read this entire chapter right here. Verse 24, Hebrews 9. It says here, for Yahweh Shai is not entered into the holy places made with hands, which are the figures of the truth, but into heaven itself, now to appear in the presence of Yahweh for us, nor yet that he should offer himself often as the high priest entereth into the holy place every year with blood of others. For then must he often have suffered since the foundation of the world. But now, once in the end of the world, hath he appeared to put away sin by the sacrifice of himself. And as it is appointed unto men once to die, that means once to come here in this physical death, this physical life. You understand what I mean? These physical bodies is what I'm saying. Then after that, but after this, the judgment. So Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach here, was once offered to bear the sins of many, and unto them that look for him shall he appear the second time without sin unto salvation. Yes, understand this. When Yahweh Shai first came here, what did he do? He come in the flesh. Okay? He came in the flesh. When he died, he went back to where he came from. Okay? Now, when he comes back, he won't be in the same flesh, but it will be his spirit. It will be him in a glorified body. That is the regeneration. But he ain't here to come here and die all over again and keep regenerating. It don't work like that. Okay? Now let's go over here in Ecclesiastes 12:7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto Yahweh who gave it. The dust is our physical bodies, people. Okay? That's just all there is to it. That's the dust. And our what? Spirits, souls, go back to the Father that gave it. Okay? Let's read this. Verse 4, Ecclesiastes 12. And the doors shall be shut in the street when the sound of the grinding is low. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Also when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fears shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and the desire shall fail. Because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets. Or ever the silver cord be loosed, and the golden bowl that is, be broken, or the pitcher be broken at the fountain, or the wheel broken at the cistern. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto Yahweh who gave it. Vanity of vanities, said the preacher, all is vanity. And moreover, because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge. Yea, he gave good heed, and sought out and set in order many proverbs. The preacher sought to find out acceptable words, and that which was written was upright, even words of truth. Okay? But the thing is this is explaining the process of how when the body dies. You understand? Meaning, in other words, the silver cord, which is your soul, be broken, or the golden bowl be broken. You understand? The golden bowl is the soul. Well, actually the body. But the silver cord parts from that golden bowl. You understand? That means that soul is going back to Yahweh who gave it. And the flesh is no more. It is dying. That's what this all boils down to. It's basically talking about a funeral. Okay? When the mourners go about the streets. Okay? That's what it is. Now, there's no coming back in this aspect right here. It's not like how they're saying. We wasn't different, like a lot of women think they were Cleopatra in another life. Just say that, for example. The brothers that showed you of GMS, they believe that they are prophets reborn. They're not. You may be, from the seed line of one of those prophets back then, but they are still not you, and you are not them. To continue in 1 Corinthians right here. Look what this says. 1 Corinthians 15:53 says, "For this corruptible must put on incorruptible, and this mortal must put on immortality." What's corruptible about us? Our flesh bodies. Corruptible. They are going to perish, meaning they get old, they get sick, you understand? They die, they pass away. Now, some of us are not going to know the sting of death, on the day that the Yahweh comes back, you understand? But up until that time, this is what's going to happen to us. That is what's corruptible. But what's incorruptible is our spirits. A glorified body is incorruptible, and you need that body right there. You will pass away from mortal to immortality, meaning that you will be immortal if you are saved. That's a big if you are saved, the Most High save you. Because there's another lie floating about that a soul cannot perish, but it can, because the one that gives it, he can give it everlasting life, or he can give it eternal damnation, being death itself, the death of a soul. Okay, we got to be careful who we listening to sometimes. And these, a lot of them so proud and arrogant, you can't tell them nothing. Little old you, no, you don't tell me, I tell you. But it's all right here in the word. The most okay, like when the one brother asked him about, so where does that say it in the Bible about this reincarnation? Well, it don't say that exactly, but we gonna show you where it said. No, well, what are you talking about? I got to see this in the Bible where it says it exactly, because the Bible's going to tell you exactly what it's talking about. I'm not trying to hear no fables and fairy tales, cuz this is serious. This is real. This is what it's all about. Now, let's see if I got time to do this. Let's see. Okay, let's just read this right here. Now this, I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of Yahweh, neither doth corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. This is when Yahushua is talking about coming back for those who will never know the sting of death itself. But you're going to shed these flesh bodies when he do. Still, that's going to happen. To continue, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible. Meaning you're going to be in your glorified spiritual body. And we shall be changed from this corruptible flesh right here. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is thy sting? Question, O grave, where is thy victory? The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. Okay? Well, these corruptible bodies are sin. Okay? Our souls, our spirits are in constant battle, day in and day out, with our corruptible flesh that we live in. Okay? And it always trying to lead us, and we have to fight. Live and walk in the spirit. Now we go over here in Job verses 7 and 9. It says, as the cloud is consumed and vanished away, so he that goeth down to the grave shall come up no more. Meaning you not finna be reincarnated. That flesh body ain't coming up back up no more, and neither is no other flesh body coming back with your soul in it. You see? That's what it is. Psalms 78:39. For he remembered that they were but flesh. Excuse me. Let me read this again. Psalm 78:39. For he remembered that they were but flesh, a wind that passeth away and cometh not again. Okay? Flesh. You're not coming again in the flesh. Okay? Ecclesiasticus. Well, this is Ecclesiastes. Chapter 1, verse 11. There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of the things that are to come with those that shall come after. Meaning, do you not know? Well, let's just go over to Jeremiah. I'm going to explain this over in Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5. It says here, this is what Yahweh says right here. Yahweh, the Father. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee. And I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Okay. Meaning this. The Most High knew all of his children before we was even formed in the belly. Question is, though, do we have a remembrance of that former thing right there? I know I don't. I don't remember what it was like on the other side of heaven before the Most High put me in this flesh body. I don't. I have no remembrance of it. And if some of you guys do, well, do tell me in the comment section. You understand? But I can guarantee you, I have no remembrance of anything like that right there. I'm telling you, it's just a blank. I don't have no remembrance of that. You see? So you gotta be careful with some of these people, man. You know what I'm talking about. I know they may mean well, but sometimes they get real caught up in their pride, you know what I mean, and begin to walk arrogant. And like I said before, they know it all, but they really don't. And they start adding to the Most High's word and taking away from it. Now let's go over to the real reincarnation and regeneration. Okay, in the regeneration, let's read what Yahushua says in Matthew 19, verse 28. And Yahushua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. You see that? You see that? That's what that's all about. Meaning you're not going to be in this flesh body right here. You're not coming back here in this flesh body, regenerating in different times and all of those different places and all that. You're not doing that. But when you are regenerated and reincarnated, it's going to be in the spirit, and you will be with Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. That's who you're going to be with. And even if you do, you will come back to this earth. But you will be in the spirit, because the heavens is coming down here. The Most High's throne is coming here. Okay? That's what it is. I guess, well, let me see. Let me see this right here. Well, my main thing right here was this right here. This, Matthew 19:28. Okay? So, I hope that I said something to stimulate spiritual, growth. And I hope you guys found this lesson edifying. I hope that I put more clarity in this whole lie about in the aspect of reincarnation. You understand? You continue to regenerate from time to time and time and time. There's all these different people, these different flesh suits. You know what I mean? Different faces and all of that kind of stuff. You understand what I mean? See, that's not so. It's not so. So I want you guys to tell me what you think about this particular lesson. I hope you found it edifying, like I said. And I hope you guys found this, where it gave you some spiritual growth. All praise to the Father Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakadash. Thank you. People, please remember to live your life as though we're being watched simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.